In this video, we'll try to understand what exactly are WCF fault exceptions and how different they are from normal .NET exceptions. Now, errors and exceptions are part of programming life, and WCF is no different, right? So when we get errors in WCF, we would like to propagate those errors to our WCF client so that they can accordingly take actions. So in order to demonstrate the WCF exception handling mechanism, here's a very simple service I have called as a math service, which has a very simple function called as divide. Let me just go and zoom on this service here, and let me explain you this service in a better manner. So you can see that we have a very simple service here called as maths, and this math service has a very simple function here called as divide. And this divide, it actually takes two numbers here, num1 and it takes num2. And what it does is it divides both of these numbers and sends the output to the WCF client. Okay. Now let's say, for some reason, if somebody sends a value 0 over here, you will get divide by exception error, or I'll say a divide by 0 error, right? So you would like to go and handle this error, and you would like to send appropriate error messages to your WCF client. Now many developers, what they will think is, so that's easy, right? Just write a try catch block and just throw up exception. Why to even think about this? Use your normal .NET exception. So in other words, many developers would do something like this. They will say try, and they will say catch, right? And let's say now this is divide by 0 error. So I'll say okay, whatever is the error here, so catch this divide by 0 exception and throw this error back to the client and let him know that there is an error of divide by 0. But life is not so simple in WCF service. This error handling mechanism or normal error handling mechanism will not work with WCF service. Let me explain you why. So let me just go and build this solution here. And what I've done is, I've consumed this solution in a very simple console application here called as consume maths. You can see over here. And what I've done is I'm purposely passing 0, 0 to both the numbers here so that we can get that divide by exception error, right? So what we'll do is let's go ahead and put this in a try block here, and whatever exception we get, from the WCF service, we'll just catch that exception and we'll write that exception to the console. So I'm going to say console.writeLine ex.exception, I'll say just ex.message.toString. Okay, right. And let me just go and build this. And now let's go ahead and run our console application. So let me do a control F5 here. Now we should get an exception on the console application, and you can see that there is an exception thrown here, but there is a problem with this exception. So in order to explain you the problem, let me just go and zoom on this error over here, and let me just show you what the problem is with this error message here. Now you can see, in this error message, we cannot figure out what exactly the error is. It just says that there is an internal error, but it does not say this error is exactly what. So in other words, we were expecting some exception here saying this is a divide by 0 error, right? But it's just saying internal error and then just leaving it to the WCF client to guess what that exception can be. Now you must be wondering why exactly is this happening like this. Let me just explain you. So in order to understand why the WCF client is not seeing the errors, let us just go back to how WCF service actually works. Now WCF service communicates with the client using XML standards or using XML SOAP standards, right? So in other words, even if you want to raise an exception, that also has to be in XML format, right? That cannot be anything different. Now what happens is when you use a normal .NET exception object to throw up an error, this complete XML is not sent. The actual error is not sent in this XML. So for that we have to use something called as fault exception. So in simple words, we cannot use this normal .NET exception object over here. So for that, we have, WCF has a new type of exception class which is called as the fault exception. So rather than throwing this normal .NET exception, you have to go and raise the fault exception, and you can pass the error string, the error message string, to this fault exception class here. So you can see now, rather than using the normal .NET exception, I am raising a fault exception object here. So let me just go and build this. Now let me go back to my client and do the update service references as well. Because we have made some changes to the WCF service here. Let us go back and update the service reference here as well. And now let us go and run the client. So that's much better exception there. So you can now see that basically it is telling us exactly what the error is. So it's saying that because you are trying to divide by 0, it's giving us a divide by 0 exception. So in other words, we cannot use normal .NET exception to propagate error messages from WCF service to client. For that we have to use, just let me go back here, we have to use the fault exception. So just summarizing, in case you want to go and raise exceptions within WCF service or within the .NET code, you can use the exception class or normal .NET exception class. But if you want to propagate that error to your client, then you have to use something called as a fault exception. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. In this video we were trying to understand what exactly is a fault exception and how it differs from normal .NET exception. So we hope you are enjoying our channel. This channel is exclusive for .NET and any kind of connected technologies with .NET. When I say connected technologies like WCF, Silverlight, LinkU, Azure, BizTalk, SharePoint, so whatever is Microsoft programming related, we want to go and include those topics in this channel. So let us know what you want next from us. Write down your comments in the below video and we'll try to create the next video as per the demand. Keep watching our channel. Let's learn, let's share, and let's grow. Thank you so much.